Guilty? 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 Not guilty. Guilty.
Boy, how do you like that?
And another bird flips his wings.
All right, who was it? Come on, I want to know.
Excuse me, this was a secret ballot. We agreed on this.
Secret? What do you mean secret? There are no secrets in a jury room. I know who it was. Brother, you're really something. You come in here and you vote guilty like everybody else. And then this golden voiced preacher over here starts to tear your heart out with stories about a poor little kid who just couldn't help becoming a murderer. So you change your vote if that isn't the most sickening. Why don't you drop a coin in his collection box?
Now wait a minute. You can't talk to me like that. What does he think he is? I mean, did you see him?
All right, let's calm down.
No, where does he have the right to shout at me like that?
Just sit down. He's very excitable. Forget it. It doesn't matter.
You bet I'm excitable. We're trying to put a guilty man in the chair where he belongs. And all of a sudden, somebody's telling us fairy tales, and we're listening.
Take it easy.
What do you mean, take it easy? Do you want to see a murder go free? Why don't we just give him his knife back, make it easier for him?
Okay, let's stop the yelling. Who's got something instructive to say?
Please, I would like to say something. I've always thought that in this country, a man was entitled to have an unpopular opinion.
Let's stick to the subject. What made you change your vote?
He didn't change his vote. I did. Would you like me to tell you why?
Oh, brother. No, I wouldn't like you to tell me why.
Well, I'd like to make it clear anyways, if you don't mind.
Do we have to listen to this? Hey, look, the man wants to talk.
Thank you. This gentleman has been standing alone against us. He doesn't say the boy is not guilty. He just isn't sure. Well, it's not easy to stand alone against the ridicule of others. I respect that. The boy on trial is probably guilty, but I want to hear more.
All right. Yes, I think it's a good time to take a break. Okay, let's take our seats.
Those people will be here for dinner.
Okay, let's get down to business. Who wants to start it off?
Well, the boy had a motive for killing his father. You know, all the beatings. But if he didn't do it, who did? Who else had a motive? I mean, no, because killing someone without a motive, not necessarily just plain nuts, right?
Good point. Very true. Who else had a motive? This gentleman is asking a reasonable question. Somebody killed him. If it wasn't the boy, who was it?
Let's see. The father, he wasn't exactly a model citizen. He was in prison once. He spent a lot of time in bars, drinking, starting fights. He was a tough, cruel man who never held a job for more than 6 months in his life. So here are a few possibilities. He could have been murdered by a man he met in prison or by a man he'd beaten up in a bar.
Boy, oh boy, that's the biggest little trash ever. Listen, we know the father was a bum. So what? What does that have to do with anything?
Look, suppose he answered this for me. The old man who lived downstairs heard the kid yell, "I'm going to kill you." A split second later, he heard a body hit the floor. And then he saw the kid run out of his house. Now what does all that mean to you?
I was wondering how clearly the old man could have heard the boy's voice through the ceiling.
Look, the old man heard the father's body falling and then saw the boy run out of the house 15 seconds after. He saw the boy.
Correct. And don't forget the woman across the street. She looked right into the open window and saw the boy stab his father. I mean, isn't that enough for you? No, it isn't.
How did he light him? It's like talking into a dead phone! The woman saw the killing through the windows of a moving elevator train. The train had 6 cars, and she saw through the last 2 cars. She remembered the most insignificant details. You can't argue with that.
Well, what have you got to say about that?
Look, it doesn't sound right to me. I wonder if anybody has any idea how long it takes an elevated train.
Wait a minute!
This isn't a game!
Who do you think you are?
All right, take it easy.
Come on now, sit down.
I've got a good mind to belt him one. Did you see him? The nerve, the absolute nerve.
All right, forget it. It's not important. Know what I mean?
This isn't a game. Who does he think he is?
Come on now, it's all over. Let's take our seats.
What's all over? I want an apology.
Okay,
Okay, he apologizes. Now let's hear what the man has to say. Thank you. Does anybody have any idea how long it takes an elevated train to pass a given point?
I don't know. About 10 to 12 seconds, maybe.
That sounds right to me. All right, say 10 seconds. What are you getting at?
This. It takes an L train 10 seconds to pass the open window of the room in which the killing took place. You can almost reach out and touch the L tracks, right?
Right.
Alright. Now, has anybody ever lived next to the L tracks?
Well, I just finished painting an apartment that overlooked the L line. And boy, was it noisy.
Exactly. The noise is almost unbearable. You can't hear yourself think.
Okay, you can't hear yourself think. Get to the point.
I will. Let's take two pieces of testimony and try to put them together. First, the old man in the apartment downstairs says he heard the boy say, "I'm gonna kill you," and a split second later, he heard the body hit the floor. 1 second later, right?
That's right.
Second, the woman in the apartment across the street. She claims she looked out the window and saw the stabbing through the last two cars of a passing elevator train, right?
Alright, get to the point.
Now, we know that an L train takes about 10 seconds to pass any given point. Since the woman saw the stabbing through the last two cars, therefore the old man, according to his testimony, had to hear the boy say, "I'm gonna kill you," while the L was rolling by. It's not possible he could have heard it.
That's idiotic. Sure, he could have heard it.
Do you think so?
I don't think he could have heard it.
Yeah, maybe he didn't hear it. I mean, with the L noise.
What are people talking about? You're crazy. Why would he lie?
Attention, maybe?
You keep coming up with these bright sayings. Why didn't someone into the newspaper that paid $5?
Hey, why are you talking to him like that?
Get your hands off of me.
You ought to have some respect, mister. If you talk to him like that again, I will knock you out. Go ahead. Say what you want to say. Why do you think the old man lied?
It's just that I looked at him for a very long time. The seam of his jacket was split under the arm. Did you notice that? I mean, to come to court like that, he walked very slowly to the stand and was dragging his left leg, trying to hide it because he was ashamed. I think I know him better than anyone here. This is a quiet, frightened, insignificant man who has been nothing all his life. Nobody knows him. Nobody seeks his advice after 75 years. 75! A man like this needs to be recognized, to be quoted just once.
Now wait a minute. Are you trying to tell us the old man lied? Just so he could sound important?
No, he wouldn't really lie, but perhaps he'd make himself believe it.
Well, that's the most fantastic story I've ever heard. How can you make a thing like that?
Say what you like, I still don't see how anyone can think the boy's not guilty.
Well, then let me ask you this. Do you really think the boy would shout out a thing like that so the whole neighborhood would hear it? I don't think so. He's much too bright for that.
Right? He's a common, ignorant slob. You don't even speak good English.
He doesn't even speak good English.
There's another thing I wanted to talk about for a minute. I think we've proven that the old man couldn't have heard the boy say, "I'm gonna kill you."
You didn't prove it at all. What are you talking about?
But supposing he really did hear it, this phrase, how many times has each of us used it? "I could kill you for that, darling." "Do that one more, Junior, I'm gonna kill you." "Come on, Rocky, kill him." We say it all the time. It doesn't mean we're gonna kill someone.
The phrase was, "I'm going to kill you." And the kid screamed at the top of his lungs. Don't tell me he didn't mean it. Anybody screams a thing like that and they mean it.
Well, gee, I don't know. I remember I was arguing with a guy at work a couple of weeks ago. So he called me an idiot and I yelled at him to drop dead.
No, listen, this guy's making him believe things that aren't so. The kid said he was going to kill him and he did kill him.
I'd like to change my vote to not guilty.
No, you've got to be kidding.
The vote is 9-3 in favor of guilty.
Look, that is what we're living in. But you basing it on stories this guy made up? Listen, there are facts staring at you right at your face. Every one of them says this kid killed his old man, for crying out loud. Even his own lawyers knew it. He deserves the chair.
Pardon, but I have made some notes here. There is a question I would like to ask. The boy stabbed his father in the chest and ran away. This was at 12:10. Now, how was he caught by the police? He came home at 3 o'clock or so and was captured by 2 detectives in the hallway of his house. Why would he come back 3 hours later? Wouldn't he be afraid of being caught?
Look, he came home to get his knife. It's not nice to leave knives sticking around in people's chests.
Yeah, especially relatives. The boy knew that there were people who could identify the knife as the one he had just bought. He had to get it before the police did.
Listen, you voted guilty, didn't you? What side are you on?
I don't believe I have to be loyal to one side or the other. I'm simply asking questions.
I had to call for the vote.
Okay, I guess the fastest way is All those in favor of not guilty, raise your hands. Still the same. 1, 2, 3. Not guilties. 9 guilties.
Pardon. I will not guilty.
Oh, brother.
Listen, I think we're all going crazy in here or something. This kid is guilty. Listen, tell him, will you? This is getting to be a joke.
The vote was 8 to 4 in favor of not for guilty.
I mean, everybody's heart is starting to beat for this punk little kid. Listen, I'd like you to tell me why you changed your vote.
I don't have to defend my decision to you. I have a reasonable doubt.
What reasonable doubt? That's nothing but words. Here, look at this. The kid he just decided isn't guilty was seen ramming this into his father's chest.
That's not the knife, don't you remember?
Brilliant.
I'm telling you, this is the craziest. I mean, you're sitting here telling us stories. Look, what about the old man? Are we supposed to believe that he didn't get up and run to the door and see the kid racing down the stairs 15 seconds after the killing? He's only saying that to be important.
Did the old man say he ran to the door? He said he ran to the door, or at least I think he did.
He said he went from his bedroom to the front door. That's enough, isn't it?
Wait a minute, Mr. Foreman, I'd like to take a look at the diagram of the old man's apartment. I'd like to see if a very old man who drags one leg when he walks because he had a stroke last year can get from his bedroom to the front door in 15 seconds.
I don't see what you can prove here. The man said he saw the boy running out.
As soon as the body fell to the floor, he said he heard footsteps running toward the door and down the stairs. The old man got to his front door as soon as he could. He swore it could have been more than 15 seconds.
Now that you've got that thing in here, what about it?
May I? This old man's apartment is directly beneath the apartment in which the murder took place. Here are the L tracks, his bedroom, and this is the hall. Here's the front door to the apartment, and here are the stairs. Now, the old man was in bed. He says he got up, went down the hall to the front door, opened it, and looked out just in time to see the boy racing down the stairs. Am I right so far?
That's the story for the 19th time.
15 seconds after he heard the body fall.
Correct.
Now, the old man had to get up out of bed, walk 12 feet, open his bedroom door, walk 43 feet, and open the front door, all in 15 seconds. Do you think he could have done it?
Sure, he could have done it.
He could only walk very slowly. They had to move him into the women's chair.
I want to try this thing. Let's see how long it took him. All right, this is the bedroom door. The hall is a little over 43 feet long. I'll pace up over to that wall and back again.
Look, this is absolutely insane. What's the idea of wasting everybody's time here?
When you want me to just start, stomp your foot. Tiny.
Walk faster, will ya?
You want me to go faster? Then I will. Hey, how much did my grandma go on faster than that? She's dead. Right, folks? Stop.
Right.
What's the time?
42 seconds.
I think this is what happened. The old man heard the fight between the boy and his father a few hours earlier. Then while lying in bed, heard the body hit the floor in the boy's apartment and heard the woman scream from across the street. The old man tried to get to the door, heard someone racing down the stairs, and assumed it was the boy.
I think that's possible.
Assumed? Now listen to me, you people. I've seen all kinds of dishonesty in my day. You come in here talking about some kids, you make up some wild stories, and all of a sudden you start convincing some of these old ladies. Every one of you knows this kid is guilty. He's got to burn. We're letting him slip through our fingers here.
Slip through our fingers? Are you his executioner?
I'm one of them.
Maybe you like to pull the switch.
For this kid, you bet I would.
I feel sorry for you.
Don't start with me now.
Ever since we walked into this room, you've been behaving like a self-appointed public avenger.
I'm telling you now, shut up.
You want to see this boy die because you personally want it. Not because you're back.
Shut up.
You're a sadist.
Shut up, you rat. Let me go. I'll kill him. I'll kill him.
You don't really mean you'll kill me, do you?